This is late-breaking news from Eyewitness News 5.
Paul Folger once again. I've got new information on this helicopter crash, a medical helicopter. Let me fill you in. This is going on in the Seminole area. We understand that this helicopter crashed near the airport there in Seminole, north and east of the airport. We understand it is a Metaflight helicopter, and at least 3 people on board, a pilot and 2 crew members. I want to bring George Brown with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol into this conversation with me. And George, we're on the way. We're looking at Sky 5 as we head toward the scene. What can you tell me about the extent of any injuries in this situation?
Well, we have very few details right now. We do have troopers on scene, have a supervisor near the scene. I've been in contact with a supervisor who says that as of now, we have 4 people who did receive injuries, serious injuries, that were on board the helicopter. Again, 4 people. They have additional medical helicopters en route to pick up those injured and transport them to area hospitals.
And George, do you know, did this helicopter take off from the Seminole Airport?
We believe that it was a helicopter stationed in or around the Seminole area and was en route to Okemah when this occurred. Again, do not have the cause of the collision yet. Still looking into that. Once we take care of the injured and they're transported, troopers will secure the scene, and FAA will be notified to come in and perform an investigation. And
George, did I understand you to say serious injuries? What are the extent that you know of right now?
The troopers on scene have told me possible broken leg, banged up. Of course, we won't know any of the nature of the injuries until they're actually admitted, taken and admitted. So right now we're looking at serious injuries. Again, no fatalities at this point.
Okay. And do you know who the people are that were hurt? Was it the pilot or crew members or anything like that?
Don't have that information yet.
Okay. Do you know if there was a patient on board?
I have not received word of a patient being on board, no, sir.
Okay. And throughout the rest of the day, how will you guys handle this scene as your troopers are there in and around this situation?
Well, again, our main concern right now is getting the injured taken care of. Once that's done, we'll rope off the area and secure it, with police tape, cordon off the area, and then post a security trooper for security on the scene until FAA officials can get there and take custody of the helicopter.
George Brown with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, thank you very much. George, we appreciate your time. Sky 5 has just arrived over the scene of this medical helicopter crash. It is a Metaflight helicopter. You can see it here on the ground, and you see the personnel that are around there. As George was telling us, he is hearing on the ground from some of his officers there that 4 people were on board this helicopter, did receive injuries, and they are being taken to the hospitals right now by helicopter. We understand from George that their understanding was this helicopter, which is based there in Seminole, was taking off from the airport and apparently headed to the Okemah area. So we do not know right now, trying to confirm if there were any patients on board this helicopter, but George is telling us there were at least 4 people on board the helicopter. The good part of this, we do not have any report of any fatalities in this incident. This area that you're looking at is really not very far from the Seminole Airport. It is north and east of the airport right there. But once again, 4 people injured, and you can see one of the medical helicopters on the ground right there, either landing or getting ready to take off to take one of the injured to the hospital. George Brown told us that he had heard that there possibly may be some leg injuries to someone. He didn't have all of the details of the injuries, but if you look right here, you can see the personnel are taking one of the people injured in this crash over to that medical helicopter and going to get them over to the hospital. He said more helicopters are actually en route to the scene so they can get more of the injured there, but once again, working to find out exactly all the extent of the injuries that were on board this medical helicopter that went down just a short time ago, not far from the Seminole Airport. As they load up this person into that helicopter, we're going to continue to watch and see exactly what's going on. We've got a ground crew on the way over there. I know Naveen Dhaliwal is on her way to the scene on the ground. We've got crews headed over to the hospitals as well to find out more information. And we've got Sky 5, of course, giving you the bird's eye view of exactly what appears to have happened right here. I mean, we saw the helicopter there crashed on the ground, and we see this other medical helicopter ready to take perhaps some of their colleagues and friends over to the hospital. You know, they're probably breathing a sigh of relief that, you know, their friends and colleagues were not killed in this information. I'm getting some new information about where this helicopter was headed. I can tell you that it was headed to the Creek Nation Community Hospital. That's where this helicopter was headed as it was leaving from the Seminole Airport over to the Creek Nation hospital there. So we don't know if they were headed there to pick someone up or what the scene was there, but since it was apparently leaving the airport there, we understand that it was probably going to pick up a patient in that area. But you can see the scene here, the helicopter on the ground. It does look, for the most part, intact. So someone has done a very good job, the pilot of that aircraft, to get it down onto the ground as best as they could. But you see all the personnel there. George Brown told me that what they're going to do is once they get all of the injured taken over to the hospital, what they will do is cordon off this area. They're going to rope it off. They're going to bring out their investigators, and of course FAA, most likely NTSB, all of those people will be involved in this helicopter crash. But OHP is generally speaking first responders when you have an incident like this, so that's why we're getting that information from the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. We're going to continue to stay above this scene, gather more information. We're tracking it here. We're tracking it at KOCO.com. You'll want to check out that. We're going to continue to track it from the newsroom as well. So once we get our ground crews on the way, we'll get more information to you.
This has been late breaking news from Eyewitness News 5.